What up, everyone? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Auto Tempest. Listen, your time is valuable. It is literally money if you do anything for a living. Anything at all. In fact, if you do anything for a living, your time is money and you shouldn't waste it. And one of the ways you can waste it is by having to do the same thing over and over again. Like if you're looking for a used car, there's a million different used car sites, right? But if you have to go to every single one and do your search, guess what? Same thing over and over again, wasting time and therefore wasting money. Autotempest.com does all that annoying, repetitive double work for you. You go to one place, autotempest.com, type in your search criteria, and Autotempest looks over the entire internet for that car that you're looking for. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, whether you're just browsing, whether you're just like keeping tabs on the market, whatever, what have you, Auto Tempest saves you time, and that saves you money. They've been supporting the show for a long time, so check them out. If you are looking for a used car or looking to sell your car, your first stop should be autotempest.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by my place. That's right. Write my own ads in now. Westside Collector Car Storage. We are brought to you by me. That's my new collector car storage facility here in Los Angeles. If you are in LA, you probably know that we have some of the best roads in the world, but also the actual process of owning and taking care of that sports car here kind of sucks. It's kind of annoying. We handle all of that for you at Westside Collector Car Storage. Visit us at westsidecollectorcarstorage.com. All right, folks, coronavirus has taken our city hostage, basically. The date is March 16th, and so rapidly changing situation. So a lot of things have been canceled. Zack, Vinny, and I in the studio are trying to figure out what the hell is going on the Smoking Tire Podcast. I watched the thing with Garcetti last night. Hello, everybody. It's the Smoking Tire Podcast, quarantine edition. I guess. Me, Zack, and Vinny are here in the studio. It's fucking pissing rain outside, which kind of ruins your quarantine day. And my inbox for the last 4 days has been basically nothing but cancellations of shit. It's been cancellations of... I was going to go on 4 press launches in the next 6 weeks, all canceled. Good thing, fortunately, press car handoffs are one-on-one. And so they'll dangle the keys out on a stick and take the keys out. And so that is that's going to be, I think, okay. But yeah, man. Shit's canceled. Shit sucks. I got the email this morning. The Aston DBX launch was canceled. The Lamborghini Huracan rear drive Evo Spider, whatever combination we're at now. I think it's rear wheel drive Evo.
Yeah, but they're only going to build 300 of them. So it's
that one's
edition.
Canceled. Yeah. Are we live, Zack?
Yeah. The other screen's chat frozen.
Oh,
because YouTube.
Because of YouTube. Oh,
yep.
Okay. So do we have no super chat?
No, we do.
Oh, okay.
No, we're good.
Okay. And let's see. And then that was canceled. DBX was canceled. 911 Turbo S, unfortunately, in Monterey was canceled. Were you going on that as BTS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zack was supposed to be there too.
Company was supposed to go there for that. So that went away.
It did, but you know what? Maybe you can still cop a day rate from JF because you know what's happening? Frank from Porsche is... They were just like, fuck it. They're just dropping off a Turbo S at my house on Thursday morning. So I only get it for one day.
Oh.
But, actually,
it's basically the same.
Well, it's better. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to Monterey. I don't have to fly.
You get the same amount of driving in with less travel.
And no people.
And there's nobody on the roads here.
Right. And the roads are empty. Not even Frank. He's leaving. He's not even staying. So, the whole point of press launches is to avoid that. The exact thing that's happening. It's only because we're close that it could happen. You know what I mean? Physically.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're just if they just roll that out everywhere and they just send out individual cars for short amounts of time.
I mean, super expensive to do that, but it can be done.
Is that less expensive than a launch?
Yeah, that's why they have launches.
Okay, fair point.
Someone's done that math.
Because the launches are not cheap either.
No, but shipping cars. I shipped 2 cars this morning. I mean,
yeah.
You know, not to like betray anyone's confidence or anything, but to ship 2 cars from Los Angeles to New York is like $4,000.
It's usually about $1.25 a mile.
Yeah,
for a decent enclosed carrier.
Yeah, so it's way less expensive to get a person somewhere than a car.
Unless you have a hookup through reliable carriers.
Unless I'm rocking, we're fucking. Oh no, dude, we're fucking with JP Logistics.
Ooh, even better.
They're very good.
Yeah, those guys are good too.
JP is good. They picked up 2 Porsche this morning. Hi everybody, welcome to rainy ass studio where Zack is displeased with the camera angle. Was it because you were in it too much or not enough?
No, it's because I'm half in.
Oh yeah,
I know. Just the tip, or sometimes just the nose, which is not good.
You should do one of those outfits where you're half guy and half girl. Hey,
if we hit 2 months of quarantine, get some makeup, we'll be bored. Sure,
oh,
why not?
I'm all the shit that I do with with Hannah is like outside. It's like hiking and like beach walks and all this shit. It's like
you can do that though.
It's pissing rain. It's not so fun.
Right.
I mean, obviously, like the quarantine wouldn't keep us from doing that stuff. But still, when you combine it with really garbage weather, it's a double whammy of misery.
Yeah, true.
So what's some good news? Some good news. Well, I'm being extorted by the city of Los Angeles in taking it in the front and the back, as I've discussed.
We start the good news section.
Social extortion.
But the good news is I'm being extorted in the ass by a finger and not a traffic cone. It's like better than it could be.
Yeah.
Like the guy, the inspector, the on-site inspector. So like there's 3 levels that they can extort you in terms of how much you have to pave in the alley. Now you have to submit the plan to the city and you go, I want to repave this, 700 square feet. And they go, well, we really think you should repave this 1,000 square feet. And
while you're at it, just, throw an extra 300.
Basically, right? For whatever reason. They can choose what the reason is. They go, okay, and you go, all right, fine. So now you have this plan and the plan is stamped and approved. Then a person physically comes on site and inspects the area, and they look at your plan and they maybe determine that, well, there's actually a couple of big potholes just outside of your plan. And so you should, while you're paving, you should probably fix those too. And they have the authority to do that. They can expand your scope by as much as they want.
Wow.
So that's the level 2 of potential extortion. Then there's level 3, which is when they show up to actually do the paving work. Then another inspector is there watching. That person can go, just saying, I'm not telling you that you should also fill those potholes and that. I'm just telling you that when I report this, I'm going to fail you and make you do it later. That's level 3. The good news is the guy who could potentially be in charge of the level 2 extortion, the on-site inspector before you dig, he was like, did I hear you on Joe Rogan? And I was like, yes, you did. What do you want to talk about for as long as you want to talk about?
In the meantime, any new pavings anybody comes across in Culver City, you can thank Matt for that.
Yeah. So we got through level 2. Okay. He didn't expand us past the plan. So the plan got past the next thing. So someone else could show up that has not heard the Joe Rogan podcast or this one and could go, yeah, you need to fill in more of this stuff. But so that's the good news. Amongst all but like, Garcetti goes on the Facebook Live or whatever he did last night and told restaurants, bars closed, all this shit. He didn't really say like random small businesses, do you go to work or not?
Yeah. No, they never did.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
It's kind of like up to the employer.
I guess. I'm sure they have to roll out more specific guidelines soon, right? I mean, they have to give a speech and they have to tell everybody what's going on, but then they have to roll out the actual rules. I'd assume.
I know they're canceling all elective surgeries, so I'm supposed to have a thing on Wednesday.
Are they really?
Yeah. And so they called me this morning to try and cancel it, and I was like, yeah, that's not elective what I'm getting done. They're like, oh, we'll call you back. They call me back. They're like, yeah, you're still on.
Your boobs are your moneymaker, man. I know.
Yeah. This face.
Yeah.
The rack that you will have. Because they're just worried that they might need the hospital beds in space, which is scary.
I get it.
That's a very scary thing. Yeah. It's kind of so your paving thing is almost like it's like if you brought your car to a mechanic and you're like, by the way, why you changed the alternator? If you could fix that belt, that'd be great. If you don't, I'm not going to pay you.
Yeah.
But somehow you still get your car.
Yeah. It's pretty much extortion, but. What do you do? Otherwise, you don't get a certificate of occupancy, you don't have a business, and you're already so close. You just want it done.
What happened?
And every day it's not done costs you money.
What happened with the ramp situation in the front? Did that all get worked out?
Oh, you mean where I have to replace 110 feet of city-owned sidewalk?
Yeah, I thought that was a good story.
Yeah. I have to replace the sidewalk because I have to cut the sidewalk to install some drains. But they don't want me to just patch the drains because the sidewalk's not up to code.
Right. The sidewalk that's already
the
currently
sidewalk
there.
that they put there is not out to the current code. So they install a sidewalk, they change the code. I have to cut into the sidewalk, and so therefore I have to repair all of the sidewalk to current code.
That's amazing.
Here's the kicker.
Really
the kicker
incredible.
is if the city cuts the sidewalk to put a drain in, they don't.
Yeah.
The city rules don't actually apply to the city. The city rules only apply to businesses.
You do
because the city doesn't want to spend more money.
The city doesn't
than they
need to get COs, and they don't need to spend. Why would they spend more money? They don't have to get past any inspections. They're the inspectors.
I know, but you'd think they make the rule or the regulation so that they would actually have to adhere to it as well.
You do what I say, not what I do.
Right, there you go. Yeah, it's like a parent that smokes weed.
It bums me out because it makes our socially liberal policies and all that kind of shit, which are completely unrelated to this. It's not like, oh yeah, you're fucking liberal. It's like, no, this isn't like Republican or Democrat. It's just like strictly basic local level corruption. It's not. This is not. It has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican or anything. This is literally like the city has decided that private businesses should be doing the public works because the city has the leverage to make them because they control the COs, the certificates of occupancy.
Right.
Yeah. And my contractors have said they've seen this exact kind of shit in a dozen different states. So it's not unique to Los Angeles or California even. It's like it's all over.
Well, yeah, I'm sure if the city can try to do this, 1,000 times a year, they can get more of the city taken care of on someone else's dime.
Yeah.
And that way their budgets either look better or they can stretch the dollars they get further or whatever.
It's like they sat down and had a meeting and the new guy in the back's going, here's one. I got one for you guys. What if
we make people replace the sidewalk and bring it up to code? Like what?
That's crazy,
the
Tom.
guy's going, really? You think we could pull that off?
It's so funny.
Like,
Oh my god! I wish I had the video. I wonder. Are we on? I want to airdrop the video because I have a video of my neighbor's building, the building next to mine, that's like 50 years old, and is this it? Yeah. And what their drain is. Like I had to install like a drainage system that is. I think it's this. Is it coming in? If it comes in, maybe.
I heard it beep.
I don't know. I had to install this drain that's, literally could have bought a Lamborghini. I mean, just really ridiculous. And this building next to me has just in the roof, just like a 25-cent ring of aluminum, and it's just spouting water off the roof right onto the sidewalk, like raw. Is this not going to work? It doesn't matter. It's a fucking shit drain. It's like IMG something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's going. Oh, there we go. Okay.
There. It's just pissing on. Look, this is just a hole. Oh, you got it? It's hilarious.
And that's up to code 50 years ago.
Yeah. Wait. Play this. This is just. It's raining, and that's just up to code. Right onto the sidewalk, and then we have to build this enormous. this enormous drainage system. I don't really actually show anything on my building because it's hidden. You can't see it. That's the point.
That's so
but
funny.
That
doesn't make any sense.
It's just a little metal ring coming off the roof right onto the street. So anyway,
it'd be interesting, 99% Invisible. Did you ever listen to that podcast?
No, what's that about?
It's about all these things that affect your life, but you may not know. So one of them that I remember was, why are benches near bus stops bumpy or artistic? And it's because
so homeless people don't sleep.
It's that
on
why.
them.
But it's things like that. Here's something you probably don't notice consciously, but here's the legislation that made it happen.
I think Hannah was listening to that while doing a puzzle last
really
night.
Good show.
And I think they said that firehouses have spiral staircases because originally they had regular staircases and the horses kept going upstairs.
Certainly possible.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff they find out.
And I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. That's very funny. And then I pictured a fireman sleeping upstairs and just a horse nuzzling him like food.
Move over.
Because then how do you get it downstairs?
Right. Oh, yeah, they have a problem with that, don't they? Do horses go down?
I know cows don't.
Cows don't, right? Yeah.
They probably just go because.
So there's some construction woes, but otherwise, I saw the elevator move today.
Whoa!
Fucking
nice.
hell, that's a good one. The best one is the roll up though.
The roll up door is amazing, but actually, I was going to say about the elevator it's been interesting to watch how they build an elevator inside the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen an elevator under construction, and there's all these steps that these guys take, and how they have the floor installed, and these cranes and all these pulleys, and it was actually kind of interesting the last couple of days to watch them do it. But the roll up door, oh my God.
When we got the gate, the roll up gate to get down in the basement, we didn't have power for 5 months. So we were on a chain that is supposed to be the emergency power failure chain.
Well,
right?
it was geared like the easiest gear on a bicycle. You guys are going up Everest and you need to pedal.
It was 2 minutes of hard cranking
we
to get it
timed
open.
That was our best time. It was about 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
It's 2 minutes. It's a long one.
No one has that attention span these days. That's crazy.
You just sit there and you're like,
it
was
really
you can't look at your phone at the same time though, because you're using both hands.
You need both hands.
What do you do? You meditate. It's very meditative.
You just sit there and you just sit there
Wow.
and kind of do your thing.
You're present.
And then the next day you wake up, you're like, why is my shoulders
But on the very day that we were scheduled to get power connected to the building, I broke it. We had cranked it up and down so many times. I don't know if I put the picture on Instagram.
You showed it to me and it was just stripped.
I fully sheared the pinion on the thing, and they came and fixed it, and then they now it's on the thing where you put a key in, you just turn it one click and
it looked like a gear thrown from the Hudson Hawk set, and they were like, this is alchemy, and you're like, oh, we can use it in this, and it fell apart.
Yes, exactly. Hudson Hawk drop.
Nice.
Bunny ball.
I was like, what movie had alchemy in it? I remember,
just pretty much just Hudson Hawk.
Pretty much.
The link between Leonardo da Vinci, and Bruce Willis with a Sandra Bernhard and a fucking dog. What a weird.
Bruce Willis and Lenny Clark.
No, it's the guy who just died, Danny Aiello.
Yeah,
it was Danny Aiello. You could be swinging on a star.
3 minutes 43 seconds.
Yeah, we've all seen Hudson Hawk. If
it,
you
yep.
haven't seen
Michael
fucking
Caine,
Hudson
Robert
Hawk,
Kraft.
go see Hudson Hawk. It's a great shit, awesome movie.
It's like a comedy heist movie.
Yeah.
It's good and not
Danny
good.
Aiello, Andy McDowell.
No, it's corny. It's good and good and
Corny.
corny.
It's good, clean fun.
Yeah.
It's a robbery, kind of a thief.
It's probably
It's like
on
a
Netflix.
PG-13 robbery.
Fucking Netflix knows the shit's about to hit the fan. The government calls Netflix first and they're like, listen, the shit's about to fucking hit the fan. Get the entire Scorsese catalog up on Netflix right now. Because if you go through Netflix right now, I don't know about you, but my menu is filled with every heavy hitter movie of the last 30 years just stacked up on Netflix right now.
You roll
all
them
of
out.
them. Everything 3 hours plus that was been nominated for an Academy Award is on Netflix.
I bet Netflix, they're like, oh, everyone's going to be stuck inside.
Yep.
We need to win this.
Crank it up.
The CEO at Pornhub's at home going,
Yes. No, I mean, fucking, what are you going to do if we got to just sit at home?
Pornhub, I think they made Pornhub Premium free in Italy
Yeah.
for a
Did
couple
they
of
really?
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good promo.
in Europe, all of the brothels are shut down too. I just read
That's
that.
probably a good
That's
idea.
a good, yeah. I mean,
I would start with the brothels.
I'm surprised it took this long, to be honest with you. But yeah, they just posted like the brothels in Geneva and Amsterdam were shut down today.
What closed first, the brothels or Disney World? Where is the moral compass?
Also,
Disney World. Honestly, I think Disney World is probably dirtier than the brothels in Geneva.
Probably.
It took a special flu to close the brothels, not all the other STDs that have existed.
Right. Yeah. AIDS? No, we're good. You're good. You're good with the AIDS. It's fine. Yeah.
So anyway, they canceled fucking everything.
I mean, this is more contagious. So
yeah, no, but like everything, it's all.
Yeah.
It went from no gatherings of like 500 people to 250 people to 50 people to 10 people in about 48 hours.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh shit, we are so far behind and so fucked."
Yep.
Theaters.
It's a really good thing that we have such competent leadership in the White House. Anyway. Oh, that's not a good graph. I see blocky colors of things.
What are you talking about? The coronavirus is all a plot by the Democrats.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's the same Democrats that are fucking extorting me.
They went in with China and
They're
said, "Hey,
biohazards.
do us a solid."
Yeah.
What's funny is your story about paving. I can see how like the wrong person would take that tiny thread, and 40 years later you'd be like, "Oh, I'm thinking of voting for this." And they're like, "You shrink the government, man. I remember I was trying to pave something once, and they want me to pave the whole damn city." And you'd be like, "What is Grandpa talking about?"
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Just snowballs.
I did. I'll give it fairness to the city. They let me win one. I won the fire hydrant one. Remember, I was supposed to have to put in a fire hydrant that I did not put in.
They should see at the very beginning of all this. You should get like a coin, like a get out of jail card, and like you're allowed one. You know, you choose at whatever particular time. You're like, fire hydrant. Here you go.
My
Just
wife
let it go.
made me five little laminated snap out of it cards. She's like, anytime I'm being like difficult or whatever, you can give me one of these. And I've done it before twice, and it's worked.
Ooh,
3
both
more to go.
times.
like a get out of jail free, like a
No, just like a stop sucking immediately card. If she's being grumpy or sucks or whatever, I can give her a snap out of it
It's
card.
like the opposite of the hug coupons.
It's great.
She gave me
shut
this.
the fuck up notification.
I was like, this can't be real. She's like, I've seen this work before, and I was like, all right, and I've done it twice, and it worked twice. So yeah, that's how we're gonna
pretty
save
cool.
everybody's relationship right now.
That's pretty cool that she honors it and it doesn't start a fight.
Yeah,
Because I would think that that's like a trick, and you'd be like, if I give you this,
you got to trust
then
the
I'm in
person
trouble.
who you're giving them to, right? It's not like a argument over shut up.
Right.
It's like, it says snap out of it on it, so it's like you're being like sulky. Like,
Hit
snap
and
out of it.
reset.
It's a jump to conclusions, Matt.
I should probably like give her some for me too.
Yeah.
I probably deserve some. I was talking to my shrink today about
Video
the
conference.
scale. There's a sliding scale between like responsibility and like whimsy, and I am like too slanted towards responsibility and not enough slanted towards whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
Which the people listening to this go, you're posting about going triple digits in a McLaren for a job. I was like, yeah, I know, but like I figure out the responsible way to do that.
Yeah, no, it's true. Your
Actually,
brain is heavily in responsibility.
I know.
all the time.
I know, which is hard. It's a
Yeah.
hard thing to escape and get to whimsy mode. You know what I mean? You got to like leave room for whimsy.
Yeah. Well, it's hard when you're juggling lots of stuff, like mentally, and you're trying to pay attention to lots of things. And
Yeah.
kind of takes over.
I know.
It's hard to schedule whimsy.
It is,
Kind of throws off
Kind of
the
the
idea of
antithesis.
whimsy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
But it's hard when
Tuesday.
you've got
Today's my
so many
whimsy
things
day.
going on. It's hard for me to like let them go.
Yeah.
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 I can't fucking just sit down and like do a puzzle with my wife because I'm like, oh, I forgot to do that. You know what I mean? It's always
Right.
there's always I never run out of I forgot to do. I never run out of those.
But I think that's the thing is that it's. I remember like with my first wife when we had our first house. Every single weekend it was like projects. Like we got to finish this. We got to finish this. Finally, like after a year, I'm like, it's never done. Like I never remember my dad growing up going, okay, all the house stuff's done. Like it's good. It's like I'm like we have to take a break from doing this. Like I know you want to get it done, but like for something like a house, it's never done. And the same thing with you. Like your responsibilities are always there. So you have to remember to just take a break once in a while because no matter what happens, they're still going to be there. But you still have to take that break.
Well,
and just walk away. from it.
Tahiti was it.
Yeah.
I have to force it. I have to literally go to like
Another
somewhere
country.
where phones don't work so good. And,
But we all have to do more. You know, the 1 week of vacation a year is like not good for your soul and psyche. So even if it's 2 hours, but it is hard to dedicate your brain and go, hey, we're not paying attention to all the things we pay attention to.
Yeah. It's
very hard.
Very
Yeah.
challenging. Anyway, cars. They dropped off a Volvo this morning.
I like it.
It's cool. It's a V60 T8 Polestar hybrid Polestar.
Got all that?
I don't know the vernacular yet, but it has a lovely interior and great seats. And that's like the gray, the charcoal. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's actually probably exactly.
It's a very nice car. It's
They're very good looking. Oh, yeah.
$7,000.
They had these at the launch, and I thought it was one of the best looking like profiles.
Yeah.
And like the metal shape of everything is awesome.
It almost looks
so
like
good.
they wagonified like an Audi A5.
Yeah. Like the shape of the back is excellent.
Yeah.
It's a really good looking car.
It's also $70,000.
Yeah.
It is
I'm not
expensive.
surprised. They're expensive.
But it seems
440 to
very
60.
well made.
Yeah. I like the interior, all the aluminum, like metal, all the bright work you see inside is actually machined aluminum, like all the air conditioning vents and trim, and it's got like a frameless rear view mirror. I'm really impressed with it.
They do the wood and metal inside, or is it
It's,
like
no,
metal
there's no
black?
wood inside. It's all piano black. And
I think that might be the.
yeah, it's all piano.
I think they have a cool wood one, right?
The orange so this one has
Inscription or
the
some
orange,
shit, right?
Yeah, the orange seat belts and the.
It's cool. It's got some partial cloth seats. I kind of dig it.
Oh, the XC of the wood. Sorry.
Yeah,
the seats are cool. We had one that had full suede white interior, roof, and A/B pillars. And I was like, this looks amazing, and it will be dirty the second this launch ends.
There's a lot. You see the white interiors and the Teslas around, and they're all filthy.
How's it drive?
I've only driven it from the house to here. So
and it was raining.
And it was raining.
Perfect.
But these cars always drive kind of weird. Like, it's a hybrid. It's a really high-strung 4-cylinder.
Supercharged.
That doesn't really turn on very much. So far, I've only driven it in like bullshit everyday mode, like auto. I haven't really done anything with it. I've literally driven it maybe 6 miles. But dynamically, I can't tell you. It like the nannies are really, really interfery. Like. It's really shoves the steering wheel all over the place.
Can you turn them down to medium interfery?
I haven't quite figured out how yet, but I haven't really spent the time on it either. But I can tell you that it is really comfortable. I like what they've done with the interface. I like what they've done with the gauge cluster. Like the seats are even better than Hannah's old one, which I thought was one of the best seats I've ever been in. And the new seats are great. And I like a lot of their materials choices. So it's promising. I don't know what happens with this one when you start to remember the old one we had that was like Hannah's was like real nice at 5/10 and kind of fell apart when you started to push it.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't know what's going to happen when you start doing that, but it's a nice place to spend your time while cruising around, and it's a plug-in, so you get like 20 miles of plug-in of just electric range too. So my daily bullshit, I'll probably not even use gas, which is cool.
I don't know. I have to be careful of saying anything because, I filmed their launch. So
yeah,
I'll let you guys comment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say beyond that. So far, it seems nice. Yeah, Zack can't editorialize because he was paid to take pictures of the car and not give his opinions.
Here are my thoughts. Get kidnapped and helicoptered away.
Yeah, we appreciate your journalistic integrity. I'm not a big fan of the gray. I mean, Vinny said he liked it.
I like the gray.
But I liked, Hannah's was like that fucking dope red, and I'm about that. Zack, does it come in that red?
I don't know.
Can you build one on Volvo's website?
I sure can.
See if we can make it a nice fuck you red. The best thing about that red was it always looked brand new within that red. Even when it was like 3 years old, the red stayed so vivid. We drove it around having returned we returned it at the end of a 39-month lease, having never put a license plate on it.
It only comes in crystal white, bright silver, and osmium gray. The Swedes like subtle grayish colors.
Have they just
really
discontinued all the good colors?
Maybe just the Polestar.
They have a lot of limited colors for or sorry, not a lot. They have limited colors for each of their models. So like the XC90 we had, it like I'll say the boldest color it was presented in was a kind of stone aqua. You know, like
blue gray,
blue gray, and in the right light,
it's hot right now.
It looks really cool, but that was their bold.
Yeah,
like this is our Christmas card.
I mean, that red was so awesome, but I never saw another Volvo in that red.
No, you can get it in black, gray, metallic, or white.
Okay, so boring colors. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But okay. I mean, the seatbelts are orange, so that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a splash of something. I bet you can do. Think Volvo will do paint a sample?
Probably.
That'd be so much money from Volvo.
Yeah, it would.
Like 12 G's from Volvo.
At this point, I assume any car company will do what you want for enough money.
You can have it in any color you want as long as it's black.
Yeah,
Model T style.
They probably.
Well, when they first brought the S60 here, it was only black. The Polestar one, they were only brought here in black.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Not the sedan.
Oh, the sedan. Right. Yeah. The wagons you could get in the blue and the white also.
Oh, here you go. So
what do you got? What's that?
This is the R design, the V60 R design.
Oh, so maybe you can only get it in
the Polestar.
Yeah. Well, so there's like Polestar packages, and then there's Polestar engineered. If you have the Polestar engineered one, which has Öhlins and like the crazy suspension and the golden brakes, like they have more limited colors.
Does ours have golden brakes?
It does.
It's golden brakes, huh?
By Brembo.
All right. We'll have to pay more attention to this. There was also no Monroney in it either, so we had to figure that one out on our own.
I'm sure they can email it to you, but
I'm super stoked on it just as a daily though. It seems like
I'm curious at what options it has on top of what it comes with standard.
We have to
68 grand.
We're gonna have to sit there and like build one while sitting in it. Or I can just ask the Volvo guy for the window sticker. I could probably do that too.
Yeah, it's not fun in that.
Let's see. What else is... I hope the rest of our... Because the show will go on if we have... Because I've got a bunch of press cars coming through. But... Oh, they canceled the Isle of Man TT. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny's got the list of everything that's been canceled so far.
Basically everything.
Basically everything.
all the cars and coffees,
and
all of the...
Cars and coffees I could figure out. That one was going to be...
I feel like it says something when they cancel the most dangerous motorcycle race on the planet. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's not... Actually, I was going to say it's not dangerous to the spectators, but sometimes it is because the bikes go flying. That is one of the nuttiest motorsports events ever created.
One year we are going to go to that.
Hell yes.
And it didn't seem expensive. I mean, I think it's expensive to get there, but I think you just rent somebody's cottage.
That'd be so cool.
I think there's enough people on that island that get the fuck out of Dodge and rent their cottages out.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, just like Monterey.
You sleep in a field.
Is Monterey canceled yet?
Not yet, no.
But it probably will be. Man,
August is a long way away. I don't know. They moved the New York Auto Show to August, so there's something to be said about that. I mean, basically anything before June, anything up to like the end of May, beginning of June has been canceled effectively or postponed.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
anything else past that is kind of up for grabs.
Oh, and today they close all the gyms. Yeah, that sucks.
That one makes so much sense. Like that's like everyone's just breathing and sweating constantly in close. Like you're standing next to people, just clouds of like sputum and breath are everywhere. I mean, it's the most contagious place in the world.
The Soul Cycle had last week. What they were doing was like every other bike was empty, so you could only do the odd numbered stuff. So you had at least that 3-foot space between you and the other person.
That gap out. That's a good one.
That was a good idea. And then they were like, we're just closed. Fuck it.
But there's just so many of these like people. Like I have friends with a bunch of trainers and shit. Like so many of these freelance people like just their job is just evaporated.
I mean, the fallout for anyone who works in any kind of hospitality, leisure, business, travel is real scary.
Yeah,
I mean, really scary.
Hannah's like, Hannah works in research and she organizes focus groups, and which is literally gatherings of random fucking people. And so her entire, she was a full-time employee for her entire career, but only about 6 months ago she started working freelance, and she had gigs booked out for the next like 6 weeks. They just vanished. All of them just vanished. So So she's now stuck at home and like doesn't have a job to work home from.
Perfect idea.
Oh my God, she's losing her mind.
They they're going to close all the strip clubs. You know the peep show stuff? You put in a quarter and the thing comes up.
Oh, they're going to be raking it in.
So you do your focus groups that way. Each person is in one of those little rooms. And the person, so you just open up the thing.
The creepy guy that still owns that building. He's like, now's my time.
What do you do for a living, sir? Jizz mopper.
But in the meantime, we're doing focus groups out of here, so that's it's fine.
She did a focus group recently for a nutritional supplements company who left like all these vitamins at the house, and I'm like, oh, nice, we're stocked up on that now. I got vitamin gummies for the next 40 fucking years.
Find out that some of them have meth in them or something, like anabolic whatever. Yeah, perfect.
No, you have to take like 3 gummies. Like it's like, oh, it comes in a little bottle of like 100 gummies. You're like, oh, this is gonna last forever, and then you realize it's like you have to eat 3 per serving like, each day. It's like, oh.
I actually figured this out. I think that they could probably fit enough vitamins into one of the gummies to make it like good, fine. But I think people like the taste of the gummies and they want to eat more than one gummy, and so they're like, eat 3 because 3 is enough for it's like, all right, I've had enough of that flavor now for a day.
I think you're totally right.
Yeah. Like, because that same thing happens with ganja gummies. In fact, I found that the best time to eat the vitamin gummies is right after eating a ganja gummy. Because you eat a ganja gummy and now they're so good that you're like, God damn, I would love to have another gummy because that was just delicious, but I definitely don't
I need to remember to breathe today.
I don't need another 20 milligrams at all. But then you just find the vitamin gummies and you go, just follow it right up. Chase
what are you
it.
looking at on your laptop, Vinny, during the radio show?
Yeah, Vinny's doing showing me visual demonstrations of things.
Looking for topics.
And that wing is that's fine. Okay, that's fair. That wing is that makes sense.
Should we discuss that like companies like Roof and Gambala are now it's so
you know how
heinous.
expensive it is?
It's so heinous.
That is terrible from the back.
Can't tell you how much I enjoyed our conversation with Alloy Roof when he was here, and I respect what the man does, and that safari car is heinous. And it says it was inspired by Ralph Lauren. I think that means that he built it for Ralph Lauren, probably, and I would believe that. And if so, stop it, Ralph. You've gone too far. What is that fucking lasso bar?
Oh, the rope?
The lasso bar. What was that? What fucking black hole of internet have you ended up in?
Motor Authority, your photo gallery is not good.
Your clickbait horse shit is not happening. Google Images.
Motor Trend.
The Roof Rodeo concept, which, I mean, is the outside made of leather? It's a leather skirt around the car, right?
What?
It's leather.
I believe
That's
so.
paint. That's got to be paint.
I think it's leather.
Isn't the body like the chassis is like carbon fiber?
Yeah, but I think he wrapped it in leather. I think that's the thing.
But leather's very heavy.
Yes, of course.
But carbon fiber is very light.
Yes, of course.
So you combine the two and you end up with aluminum.
Basically.
I mean,
I think it's leather, dude. I think it's wrapped in fucking leather. It's not good.
It's
not gone well.
There's just so much. It's so much.
The leather's definitely covering the bull bar, it says.
Oh, leather on the bull bar.
Leather on the bull bar with rope on it.
The rope is... they lose me at the rope, and those fog lights don't work.
The green trim I don't like.
It doesn't work.
It should be amazing. It's $800,000.
Well, if you were going to do that, then you certainly would go with the Baja 911, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
With TJ Russell's Baja 911, which is a car that isn't that you could actually enter Baja in. It's not gone well here.
It doesn't have Navajo blankets like this one does.
Okay, so the green part isn't leather, but the bull bar is wrapped in very expensive Ralph Lauren leather. I can see it from the screen from across the thing. That's expensive ass leather.
It looks like someone over-decorated their new hunting cabin that they don't hunt in, and then they just got this for it. Like, it's just too many pillows on the couch.
Of Double RL, my friend?
Is that the...
Double RL is Ralph Lauren's money-losing I Want to Be a Cowboy line.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
You've never seen Double RL?
No, I'm not a cowboy.
Fucking respect the seats, though.
Yeah.
The seats are very me.
The seats are cool.
The seats have the Navajo blanket inserts. That's very me.
Very aggressive leather shoulder bolsters. I mean, I'm sure it's fast.
That's Ralph Lauren leather really right there. I know that leather.
We're looking at is this a brake bias booster? Yeah, it's a brake bias controller?
I think it's brake bias or is it torque?
Oh, that's right. It has adjustable torque, which is really cool. So you can set more to the rear. It's got their headlights, which are really nice.
But $800,000 though.
$800,000, and the safari thing, like you're supposed to be able to take it and do things with it. And this is, no one's going to drive that in the dirt because it's too expensive. No one's going to go anywhere. It's just going to be parked.
It's gotta be.
Who's going to offer it $1 million that looks like that?
It's gotta be Ralph Lauren's car to drive around his fucking ranch in Colorado. It's gotta be.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Which is, that's gone wrong. He normally has great taste, but I would say no.
Yeah.
I'll take my car over that. Which, by the way, Zach, let me tell you how great this gimbal thing, like when these manufacturers are building the safaris, I think it maybe has jumped the shark. Maybe
a little.
I mean, I think if Gambala usually throws body kits on things before anybody, and they're never good. So I'm actually happy it took them this long.
Lamborghini did it.
The Lamborghini rally car is kind of cool.
That was subtle.
Pretty subtle. Yeah, that was really just a Huracan with a lift and
yeah, it was cool. It just lifted. The Urus off-roads, I drove it on some like sand wash, and I was like, this is doing really well.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good time. It was just sitting up high is a good time.
I thought the Urus was surprisingly good on sand.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is...
it looks like a kid's toy. It's got a wing that you'd expect to see.
It's a Civic Type R wing.
It's a Civic Type R wing from a couple years ago. The guy was like a drug dealer, but he put it on an Altima, but he's okay with it. And it's got 2 roof scoops.
It's the exact kind of wing you'd see on a front wheel drive car.
Yeah.
I want to see the wind tunnel testing.
Is it based on a 911?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. 991 and 992. It's called the Avalanche.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I realize that the Keen project is sort of a series build as well. So to say that, well, this company can do it and the other company can't. But like the Keen cars are like at least pretty much like, I don't know.
No, it's all subjective. Like, I think the idea behind the Baja and Safari cars is great. So anyone can build them that wants to on any platform, any car. Like, go ahead, have fun. We just both happen to think that this one is atrocious looking.
All right, yeah. I think
that's all.
Yeah,
nothing against like what they want to do, and if the thing's gonna have 1,000 horsepower, like they say, that will make you shit and come here, at the same time. That sounds like a real good day. But
I can't.
Just
what do you
looks
do
pretty
off road with 1,000 horsepower?
I don't. I mean, the Baja trucks nowadays have like 850.
Yeah,
but I think it's so torquey. I don't know.
Different. I think it's different than this, right? Is this all-wheel drive? It probably is, right?
Yeah. It'd be cool to talk to someone like Baja 1000. Like, would this be good at all?
They'd be like, no, it'll fall apart in 2 seconds.
Too complicated.
Maybe. It says 4x4.
It's gotta be all-wheel drive.
It's. I mean, you took.
You probably just start with a turbo, right?
I guess it's like a Group B rally car, but modern, right? Like if you de-restricted WRC cars, they would probably have 1,000 horsepower, and if they were running a dirt stage, they'd have a lot of clearance like this.
That's probably true.
It would be kind of like that. It'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
I rewatched the video of us riding with Alex in that MC2 in New Zealand. Like,
oh yeah, he was mobbing.
We were going so fast.
Yeah, he was mobbing,
dude. Sideways in the dirt.
Yeah,
with that kid we'd met an hour ago.
What did he know? Did he ever get in any big trophies? What's he doing?
I don't know. He just had the fastest car in New Zealand, I think, for a while.
Fucking so sick, that car. That thing was a proper build. You alive over there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Choking on water? Junior mints?
Give me a second.
Yeah. All right. This is good. Yeah.
So he's holding the cough in until he gets...
Oh, he's being very respectful. He's being too respectful, you could say. Yeah, that was a big cough. But I think he was choking on water. I don't think he's got coronavirus. That fucking rally car, man, was the shit. It had a GP2 engine in it.
Yeah, it had a Renault V6, I think, from Formula, right?
Yeah, Formula 2 car.
Formula 2?
GP2 car.
So it sounded so rad.
Yeah. What a winner that thing was.
God, that was a great day.
And that barn he built it in was lovely. Or, I mean, he built it in. I think he probably had a lot of it built by professionals, but...
Well, it was like next to his parents' house, I think, but this
was awesome.
That was a great day.
Yeah. Anyway, get in the super chat. Let us know what y'all want to talk about today, because we just sitting here in the rain watching fucking our careers get extracted from underneath us, dude.
Kinda.
The gig economy is not prepared. It's so weird because like in like disasters, earthquakes, fires, flood, whatever, like people like come together. You know what I mean? It's like it's a come together kind of thing. This is like everybody stay apart. It's like counter to what humans want to do.
But I think there's still that element of we all need to come together and like figuratively and make the sacrifice so that people are safe. Which like physically we are apart, but it's trying to. That's why it's been difficult, I think, for Italy and for the United States to kind of separate and change their way. Like we had to shut bars and restaurants and gyms because a lot of people were like, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. Did you see the pictures from Sunday and shit? I guess St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, Tuesday, I think.
Okay. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure
soon. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a weekday, and so people were partying over the weekend.
Of course.
And so the mayor and whatever tells people to fucking stay home, and like bars are like overrun with drunk people in green, like spilling beer all over each other, and you go, yeah, well, we deserve this.
Yeah. We will be who we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel real yet.
The hoarding makes it feel real. These fucking people just, and everyone's like, yo, we have enough food and toilet paper. Like, chill. Like, none of this is affecting the supply chain of this stuff. Like, what do you need a month worth of laundry detergent and shit for? Like, I don't get it. But, I guess people just freak out. Need to fucking every man for themselves.
80 rolls of toilet paper.
Fuck out of here. The toilet paper is really, that one was.
I want to go to the store next week when they're resupplied, and then like the store will be empty. I just want to build a couch and a TV on toilet paper. We can sit and have like a late night show.
Dude, I know intimately about this toilet paper problem. We were gifted for our wedding a year's worth of toilet paper, and we still have quite a lot. And like I know how long it takes to go through one of those things. Like people are literally leaving the grocery store with like 6 months of toilet paper. It's like, are you just gonna shit for 6 straight months? What are you gonna do with all that?
Yeah, that's not one of the symptoms.
I think I want to go into the store and find something like really fucked up that there's a lot of, and just buy a whole bunch of it, and just be like, and like when people see you in the cart, they're like, should I be buying that? No, like just something really weird.
Oh, I read that we need this.
Yeah, it's something like really just bizarre.
I mean, I found that largely when I went to the grocery store, the kosher section was totally ignored.
Oh, really?
So we're gonna have fucking kugel and matzo ball. Like we got everything. We're ready to go.
Any of the ethnic
full
foods.
Passover, dude. We're ready to go. Get it all.
The Indian grocery store near me had plenty of stuff. Bought a bunch of staples there.
Yeah. No, it's everyone. And actually, I had the best luck at our small local grocer as well, who told me that they were like, not to worry. We've ordered like all this new shit that's coming in like Tuesday and Wednesday. So we good. But yeah, this is going to be a boring.
Feel free to come and pay our exorbitantly high prices here.
It's going to be a boring ass month, honestly. And so we've also, as pertains to this show, I've had like 3 guests cancel. So, there's going to be crew. Actually, it might be good for the analytics. The analytics say the crew shows do better than the guest shows, and we do the guest shows to keep things interesting and get new folks in the room. But like the numbers say, you fuckers prefer listening to just
as long
us.
as we still keep getting cars and have stuff to talk about, we'll be fine. Yeah,
there's definitely gonna be less to talk about. There's gonna be less going on.
True.
You know what might get its due? E-racing. Like they might have. They might have Formula One drivers racing each other virtually and streaming it.
Parker and I think Lee, like they did a fake like replacement of Sebring this weekend. So Parker Kligerman, he already manages like an iRacing NASCAR team and races a lot, but they just did like their own NASCAR race, and there was a bunch of pros in there. I think Dale Jr. was in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like, all right, well, we can't race, so let's do this. And people watch and they have fun and they drive. It's like, it's pretty serious.
Well, we're gonna have a real sim at the new place. I'm pretty much just buying Nick's.
Oh my God,
the one from his house.
I will live there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have that, and he's gonna build himself a new one. But his is fucking sick.
So good.
So it's gonna be his, but he's gonna build us a new computer. So
cool.
I don't know anything about it. I just know it's gonna be like good.
Wow. Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, that thing had like an aluminum steering shaft on it and belt driven or gears.
No, it's gear.
It's really impressively engineered.
It's a very serious fucking unit. I'm excited to have it at the place. I'm trying to decide whether to put it upstairs or downstairs in the reception area. Like, I feel like it'll get more use downstairs.
We do
probably.
Races against listeners.
Oh yeah, we tried to do that once with Forza, but frankly, they were sponsors, so we had to. Anything? Let's go to the super chat. Do you guys have things? Do the people have things worth talking about? Uh-oh.
Sometimes.
Maybe that window doesn't seem to be. Oh, there are. Yeah, there's some things.
You just got to use 2 windows. One works for chat and one works for super chat.
Fucking hell. Oh, we got a bunch of shit. All right. Yeah, we got what do the people want to talk about?
Oh, God.
Used, Daniel Berman says, used Volvo, let's say S90?
Yeah.
S90.
Or Jag XJ for daily driver use. Jag XJ. Definitely.
Is that what Spinelli got?
He got his is an XJ, but his is quite old. His is like a 200001.
And it's a supercharged, which is
an XJR.
Good looking car.
XJR.
Used XJR. XJs are fucking cheap. I think Doug DeMuro did a video appreciating the cheap XJ. Underappreciated in the used market.
They're fun.
And they are cool, yeah. What does that say, Joe? What is Joe?
Joe Leonard. What are your feelings on Aston Martin moving away from the AMG V8 and towards a V6? Would it be possible to still have a unique and special feel?
What are they doing that? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
There's a rumor.
Was that buried in?
Yeah, it's a rumor that they were doing that for because they're losing the Signet, so they're not going to be able to hit their EPA rating goal. So there was a rumor.
Oh yeah.
But like everybody else, I mean, Ford's got the V6 on the Raptor and the Ford GT, and here's the thing:
sounds like shit in both of them.
Yeah, it sounds like shit in both of them. So, as much as it, look, can you get the power out of a V6? Yes. Could you get the torque out of a V6? Maybe with a supercharger. You're never going to get the sound and the feel.
No.
Yeah.
It's just there's something about the V6 in an Aston Martin just doesn't sound exotic.
They are going to have to really do some kind of work to make that sound okay.
What's the most exotic car with a V6 you can think of other than Evora?
I mean, Ford GT. The Evora is the only one where I actually think it even sounds good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like my mom's Jag sounds good at the top. The Jags are only the very top. At the bottom, they sound drony and shitty.
Yeah.
The Evora is the only one because it goes 6 into 1, right?
Yeah.
6 into 1 collector.
The R6s sound pretty good, but it doesn't.
The R6 is a little different, but yeah.
I wouldn't call it exotic, but that would be the closest thing to, because wide angle V6s like 350Z sounds terrible.
The VR6 sounds good, though.
NSX sounds okay.
It's not offensive, but it's not
the Honda sounds okay. That V6 in the Mini, that J35 engine or whatever that is in the Mini,
That's
Honda V, that can sound cool. It doesn't from the factory, but it has.
But
with the right exhaust.
But if you're buying an Aston Martin, it's not what you want.
I would be okay with an inline. I mean, look, old Astons had big bore inlines. They were like 4-liter inline 6s.
The Jag E-types and stuff like that all had
the DB5, DB6 was an inline.
I don't think inlines ever sound offensive. Like, I don't think they. I don't think
usually sound pretty good.
I think they can sound okay or like nothing, which is better.
The Volvo, the old Volvo one was okay. BMW can be good.
You know what? It doesn't matter because all they're going to do is pipe in whatever engine sound into the speakers anyway. So it's like, I'm going to hit a button. I want to drive a M5 today, and they're just going to do that, and it's not going to matter. So
they got to do what they got to do.
I think it's we're between that. We're the frog being boiled slowly. It's just the changing of the guard. It's what they have to do.
Yeah, but I would hope that if anybody knows the importance of how a car should sound, it's fucking Aston Martin. I mean, they've pretty much figured that out at this point. To forget that at this juncture would be pretty big oversight.
Maybe they'll cleverly build an electric car to offset.
That's what I mean. Right? I would if
easier?
I was Aston, I think an electric something or other is where I would go, or a hybridization of the DBX or whatever. But who knows? I mean, if that Signet, I don't know the exact math of how much credit they got for that silly little Signet thing.
Hope it was
Probably a lot.
That was terrible.
Probably a lot.
That was a really funny move.
I bet you that'll be an interesting collectible in 30 or 40 years, that little fucking thing. Like micro cars are popular now. I mean, one of the, like a little Isetta is like 30 G's right now.
I'd stash one later and just hold on to it.
Signet? Yeah.
Yeah. It'll last forever. It's a freaking Toyota
IQ, yeah. Miguel?
Miguel Flores says, thoughts on having the Throttle House guys on the show? Well, of course, if they're ever here.
If they hit us up, I have never met them. I've never seen their show, and that's not personal.
They do a very good job.
Cool, sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet them.
They live in Canada and England.
I would like to meet them.
Paul gave us $5 just for nothing. Thank you.
What's up, Paul? Thanks, Paul.
Nathan Shakamuri says, where would you put your PDK daily driver Porsche money? $75,000 for a base 991.2, $85,000 for a Carrera T, or $95 for, this is a lot of things, $95 for a 991 GTS.
One of those
or
just sold for
105
$80 on Bring a Trailer like 2 hours ago.
What
By the way.
the GTS?
The 2018 GTS in stick sold for like 85. I mean, it was like it was a tank. It was an amazing tank.
Wow. Or a stripped out 992 for like 100.
Why has this person forgotten the 2014 GT3 that's like $100,000 right now too? Because that's where I'd probably be for PDK daily driver.
I mean, he's all over the place on prices. There's a $30,000 swing there. So.
Yeah, the Carrera T is really lovely. I mean, I'd rather have a Carrera T than a GTS, and I'd rather have a Carrera T than a base car. So I would say Carrera T. Carrera T is nice and light, kind of like a GT3. It's got a good diff. It's got a good feel.
It's unique.
Yeah,
it's a little different. I mean, you don't see too many of them.
They're cool.
When you pull up to the Porsche show and there's 75,000 other 911s,
they're rare. They didn't sell a lot of them.
No.
There's not many of them around.
I would vote for the Carrera T as
and
well.
And didn't Batim say they can get like
600?
Yeah, you can get all the power you want. It's amazing. Riley O'Brien says that hypothetically you're a Ford salesman and you had 3 2019 Fiestas on the lot with power shift transmissions and 0 miles. What do you do with them?
Burn them?
Turn them into artificial reef?
Burn them?
I mean, you just discount the price until somebody buys them. I don't know.
Well, there's an ass for every seat.
That's the real answer. Go to Whimsy, man.
I mean, do you think? Oh, Whimsy. Yeah. I think you could start a GoFundMe, and if it got to $60,000, whatever. What is the value of those? Then you would just smash them into each other. You could raise 60 G's, ironically, for a demolition derby of brand new Fiestas.
Now, listen, back in the day when the was it the Spark came out or the
Spark?
What was the other small? Was there another small GM?
A Vio?
Maybe it's
Sonic.
Vio.
Chevy Sonic.
They did a thing where if you bought a Suburban, you got one for free. So I don't know if you could spec out an Expedition L.
If you could spec out an F-150 over $100K,
we'll give you a free Fiesta.
We'll throw it in the bed.
They were doing that. You buy like a brand new Suburban, and they'd give you one of those little shitbox small econo box cars, literally just as a take it.
Wow.
So you could look into something like that, like buy a Raptor and get a free Fiesta that you can jump or crash or something.
Fill them up with coronavirus tests and drive them all over the place.
I would
be the Santa Claus of coronavirus testing. Just throw them at people.
But you wouldn't get that far because he says the power shift it brakes, right? It's a lemon transmission.
They're not good. They got sued for it.
Yeah, figure 8 racing. Auburn Vans just says thanks for the show and stay safe and gives us $20. Thanks, dude. Damn.
Thank you.
You stay safe too.
And Drew Waldo says a driving course for
police.
Okay, well, I'm just going to read it as it's written. Driving course for police: 2020 Fusion Hybrid all-wheel drive or 2018 Taurus all-wheel drive NAV6. He chose the hybrid due to the weight. Tell me he's right. Maybe he's in the driving class.
So he's doing a police driving class, and he gets to choose his car. A new Fusion Hybrid or a 2-year-old Taurus with all-wheel drive and a V6.
Mm-hmm.
He chose the hybrid because it's, I guess, lighter, amazingly, than the Taurus.
Is it? I mean, that seems very counterintuitive.
I chose the hybrid due to weight.
Right.
So what does that mean? Because it's heavier? You chose it because it's heavier?
No, I mean... the Fusion's a smaller car than the Taurus, so it might actually be lighter in the all-wheel drive.
But there's almost no way to fully disable traction control on any hybrid.
They're both big. I don't know. We had a Taurus Interceptor at Proving Ground Season 1, and it was hilarious. It would let you J-turn and then like kind of power slide, but not really. But it was a boat, man. You could play tennis in between the two people sitting in the front seat.
Yeah.
Huge.
All right,
I don't know.
So yeah, the Fusion Hybrid is actually significantly
lighter.
3695 versus 4100 pounds.
Oh wow,
whoa,
that is a lot lighter.
Well chosen.
Right. Thank you, Vinny.
You'll have torque down low.
All right, sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think one of those will be substantially more fun than the other. I think both of those cars are equally unfun.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to win.
I would have said
he's trying to win. Can you win?
Go for time, probably. I hope.
I would have said the all-wheel drive V6 myself, just because I thought, the torque-wise. But yes, 500 pounds is a significant difference. All right, what else we got?
Let's see.
There we go. I was
Could all
asking
this
Drew for
result in
clarification.
potential deals at car dealerships once they open back up? I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if nobody's buying this month, if no one's buying anything, they'll be ready to move by the time
the deals are going to be in the financing with everybody having the
0%
zero interest. That's where it's all going to be. Is refinance your car loans now, and that's going to be the big thing right now. Is that it's the deals are going to be there, and nobody's buying anything. So I think the deals are going to be huge with everything, real estate, with cars. But the question is, does anybody have any money to buy anything? It's the big issue.
That too, and also with real estate specifically. I mean, Hannah and I are maybe looking to move, and so we wanted to schedule. A couple tours of a couple houses, and
can't anymore.
People don't want you in their house. They don't want you coming to get a tour of their house. Yeah, they don't want you touching shit in their house right now. So we are going on a tour of our house on Wednesday, but we've agreed to not touch anything.
Because I think Glucker showed his house last week and also went on like a house tour, and they were still full. But things are changing very quickly.
Yeah. So we'll see. Joe says, what happens to Ford's lineup if they go bankrupt? Is Ford going to go bankrupt? Is that in the news or something?
I didn't hear that.
Or does Joe just not like Ford?
I think he's just wondering if everything goes completely wrong. I don't think that Ford's in danger of that. Just, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, what's their balance sheet right now? Like,
is Ford doing that badly? I mean, I don't know.
I think the airlines are in more trouble right now.
I think travel, tourism, and small businesses that are going to be hit by people not shopping and not eating out and not, drinking and whatnot is going to be fucked. I think Ford will probably get through okay.
Yeah.
Dante Zero says, currently trying to convince parents to get a Mercedes E-Class wagon as their sole retirement car.
Okay.
Suggestions on model, years, or alternatives.
Okay, so non-AMG, so do the E500 wagon if you can. I mean, they only make the E350, the E500, and the AMG, so...
Yeah, I mean, their sole retirement car.
Get something with all-wheel drive as new as you can afford.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's no, like, unless you're going to get like a 94 TE.
The older E55 wagons were dope too.
Yeah,
I mean, it just depends on what your parents are into. I mean, I would. Can you
find an R63 around? But if your parents are not car people, getting them into a used German car may or may not be what they want.
Yeah,
I mean, you're talking about a car that's going to have maintenance costs that are typically above what they may be used to.
The 350 is going to have better gas mileage and be easier on maintenance. The V6 is probably good for his parents. And listen, wagons are dope.
I always advise against getting the middle engine of anything anybody makes. The middle engine's not good. Either you get the small engine that'll be smooth and get best fuel economy, like in this case that would be the 350 in America, I hope. Or not I hope, but if you're in America, it's a 350. Or you get the AMG. The 500 is like quicker, but a lot more expensive than the base one, and nowhere near as fun as the AMG. So like it's like no man's land. Same thing happens with BMW. The mid-size ones always kind of suck. It's just you either get the regular one with the smallest engine, or the fast one. Don't go for the middle. That's my advice.
Jeff Imlach says, is a K-swap Miata or a K-swap Civic hatch good for track duty?
Sure, why not?
I guess yes, but the question is when you say K-swap, do you mean
which K?
Which K? The K20 from the Honda into a Civic? Do you mean the K like K24 that came out of the
K-swap typically is a K24.
Yeah.
And yeah, I drove one. They're fine. People track them. They're fine. But like,
or just buy an S2000.
Yep, that's better. You know what's better than swapping an engine? Just buying a car.
Why would you swap a K into a Miata for when you could swap anything else you wanted into the Miata?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
before I did a K swap in the Miata, I do an SR20.
I don't know. I would love to drive a K-swap Miata. I think it'd be a lot of fun. But if I was in the same position,
it's going to be a weak S2000.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weak ass S2000.
You go to stock 5.3 LS in a Miata. and have a car that would
You
be.
fit a Hemi in a Miata until you crash it.
Yeah, I don't. Is it too wide to fit? Those engines
No,
are
they put
huge.
a Hemi. The guy put a Hemi in the Miata and then bought it at Barrett Jackson and crashed it like the week later.
Oh,
you didn't see
gosh,
that?
I did not.
Yeah, they
but
bought it.
That seems like that would happen.
Look up Hellcat Miata.
Oh yeah, it didn't go well.
He literally bought it at Barrett Jackson for an ungodly amount of money. I can't remember what it was, and then like took it home and then crashed it a week later.
The Flying Miata guys put a LSA in a Miata.
Oh yeah,
and they drove around with I think they put Exocet. They put it in Exocet. Their test drive was hilarious. They were so scared.
Yeah, it's got to be fucking super sketchy. That ND they built was the jam though.
Ooh, gosh.
Fuck with that all day.
So good.
Yeah.
Brian Holgan, thanks for the years of content. Just began working for one of the big three. Thanks to advice that Busy gave me on our show.
Oh, there you go.
Sweet. Do we know of any grassroots drifting or rally in the mitten of the Upper Peninsula, Michigan?
Grassroots drifting or rally.
Rally? Is that where Snowdrift Rally is?
No, I think that's in Maine.
Don't they do ice raiding in the Upper Peninsula?
They must, because it's cold as fuck.
Yeah.
And don't they do Grid Life at Gingerman?
That's not in the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah,
but
you
that's,
could drive there.
Yeah, yeah.
There's got to be tracks in Michigan, right?
I don't know.
Lake Superior Rally.
This is a job for Google.
The Lake Superior Rally?
Yeah, I would,
dude.
your best bet is to sign up for the Detroit Region SCCA. They would have all the information that you need for any kind of that stuff.
There you go.
So the SCCA's got all the rallycross information, any autocross stuff. That sign up for the SCCA, become a member, and then go on their forums and get their newsletters, and that's your best bet if you want to get into any kind of racing.
Yeah.
SCCA is the way to get into it.
Yeah. You're asking 3 people that live in California about local driving leagues in a very remote part of.
What is funny is I was like, why doesn't this guy just use Google? What an asshole! And I look up Google, and every result is about snow drifts.
Yeah.
All right, so I take it back. Yeah. Assad says, "Thank you for the channel. Thank you very much." I did the jump thing.
Someone said, looking to get first real watch, 4 to 6K, must be a GMT. Currently looking at the Tudor GMT and the Omega Planet Ocean GMT Titanium. Anything else I should look at? Those are both very good options. Most of the big brands make a GMT. For those who don't know what a GMT is, I'm wearing one. It's a third hand. Well, in the case of what Zack's
hand?
pulling up, my favorite version of the Omega Planet Ocean, the Stormtrooper black and white, you have a fourth hand because that has a center seconds hand as well. And the fourth hand is a 24-hour hand. So you have your normal 3 hands telling your normal time, and then you have the fourth hand, which is on this particular watch, it's a small arrow. It's pointed at about 4:30. Or you could say it's pointed at 9 o'clock because it's in between 8, 9, and 10 on the outer ring. So you've got your regular 12 hours going on your regular hands, and then you can have another time zone demonstrated by your 24-hour hand. The Omega Planet Ocean is my favorite Omega watch that they make. I don't like the chronographs. I just like the one they've got here that Zack's showing, the GMT version. I like the blue-black, and I like the white-black, and they're both cool. I'm a big fan of those. The Tudor GMT is also fantastic. Buy it used. Buy either of those used. They both drop like rocks. I also like, if you can fuck with a square watch, like a square case, I like the Bell & Ross, like the square kind of helicopter gauge looking
those.
Bell & Rosses are really fun. But I think for the price point you were asking about, I think you were right on the nose with the Planet Ocean and the Tudor Black Bay GMT. Good call. Good call for both. Look at the fucking Miata with the Hellcat motor in it.
Yeah.
Jeez, it does not fit.
Add to the search crash.
Huge surprise that it fucking lasted
It's
a week.
like, oh my God, it's got a side exit exhaust in front of the right front tire.
Yeah.
And I'd say a good 20% of the engine is just sticking out of the hood. They just cut the hood. If it's a YouTube video, we can't show
great.
it. But
That's so. That's definitely been crashed, hasn't it?
all right. Well, luckily it didn't roll over, and there's people still in it, so they're okay.
Crashes while leaving car meet. Oh,
jeez.
You poor bastard.
Yikes.
He says when he hit the brakes to slow down, he had a caliper lock up before he could get off the brakes. The car was already in the grass, got sucked into the car, did a 180 in the ditch. Mechanically, car is still good. Body's got a few dings and scratches. So it was not necessarily driver error. Said
Gotcha.
he had a
Definitely
caliper lock.
shoddy
That sucks.
engineering. Shoddy
He paid
engineering error.
$36,000 for that car.
Fuck. Oh God. Oh, I feel ill.
In Vegas at Barrett Jackson.
How drunk were
Gosh,
you?
I bet that was a riot though for a little while. Someone just
Cars you're most likely to buy wasted at Barrett
Yeah.
Jackson.
I can drive it. Someone just put up a thing. Oh, Piston Drift says Jason Kamisi is a beast, and gave us this video link.
Of him. Oh, is he just jumping his?
No, I just drove it through a huge puddle.
Well, he was doing. Actually, this post might have it. He took his Cabrio
and was doing donuts.
and he's doing reverse donuts in the mud.
I think that's all of them. Yeah, keep going through and it'll be in there somewhere.
Oh, fun. Jason Kamisa seems like he has a good time with his days.
He does not give a fuck. Like he loves his cars and doesn't give a fuck about them. And he broke a motor mount on like the first day within like 30 miles.
Fixed it.
Then fixed it. And then
I think it's his like 12th motor mount in that car.
It
I
really
was
is.
supposed to be his driving partner for the 911 Turbo S launch. Instead, I'll just be by myself.
Tell him to come down. There it is.
I mean, that will never not be funny. Just reverse donuts in a front-wheel drive car in the mud. We don't have any mud like that. I wish we had some mud. Although it's been raining the last couple days, and I've been driving the Safari like a total dickbag. I've been drifting it everywhere. Like the whole on-ramp of the 90. I've been such a piece of shit driving that car. And it's been wet, so I've been like, whatever.
Enjoy it.
My car on loose surface is like a fucking GT3 on grip. It's so good. Oh, I meant to tell you, Zach, the Safari Rally, which right now is still on. There's the go, no go is May 1st, but I got these Tempur-Pedic lumbar pillows.
Thank you.
Change the game for the sport buckets.
Those seats you have are really cool and fit well everywhere except the lumbar.
There's no
like
lumbar.
you fall into it.
Solved it.
Yeah.
Solved
Sweet.
it. Completely
or if you need to
solved
drive the car and you're not Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. We have totally different spine shapes.
Or
do.
leg lengths is what I was kind of thinking too.
Oh, is the seat bolted in
Yeah.
on the left side?
Yeah.
The driver's seat is. But you're almost my height. Probably.
No,
Zach,
and
we should-
I'm more torso than leg.
Well, we may have to test this.
We should test this. I'm glad we brought it up now.
We may have to test this. I can't put a seat rail in because it makes the seat too high and then my head hits the roof.
If I put a cushion, I'll be okay.
Okay.
I'm just not going
You're gonna need
to
a-
drift
Marco,
it.
we'll get it from Marco.
Phone
He has a
book.
cushion.
Yeah. There you go.
For me.
John says my TP MS sensor won't go no matter how much I buy.
I don't know what that means.
don't know
Hit it
either.
with a hammer. Definitely hit it with a hammer.
Have it turned off?
No, just hit it. Hammer. Sledge.
Yeah.
Big one.
Okay.
Get a really,
See?
really big one.
There's whimsy.
This-
Michael Ross wants to know what we would make for breakfast.
Oh, dude.
Cinnamon rolls and a waffle maker.
We know what you would make. You would make donuts and a wedding cake and with like
Leftover
Oreos on
pizza.
top. Vinny he loves baked goods. And like
You should see
really
the cookies I made the other day.
Oh, they were dank. I'm going to fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
We get stuck at home and like I just.
Rice Krispie treats.
You know, I have like.
probably not from the book I got you either.
I made these Rice Krispie treats. They were half regular Krispies, half Cocoa Krispies, and I did a couple of drops of peppermint extract.
I don't think the Cocoa Krispies really added to it. I think it was just the regular with the peppermint or
Yeah.
regular with like
It was like
almond.
a
It would have been
Christmas-
better. Yeah.
Christmas Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah, but it was okay though because Hannah didn't like make it the chocolate that made her not like it, so it was good.
Yeah.
But
I just don't understand. Like you get up at 4 a.m. to work out. Like you're very dedicated to it,
Yeah.
and then you eat like.
I do that for that.
Oh, okay.
And then I
but
try
the rest
to.
of us fucking
So you
suffer.
swim in circles.
The rest
my
of us
my
suffer.
sweet tooth is so bad. I tried to years ago. What I tried to do is say, look, rather than eat a sleeve of Oreos or Chips Ahoy, if I want to eat something sweet like that, I'm going to make it myself. And the idea was that it would slow me down,
Right.
And be like, I'm not going to fucking make
But
all
it's
that.
no,
And-
but there's
it
a
doesn't.
long tail on it because
Yeah.
now there's a bag of cookies the last 4 fucking days, and I eat 3 a day for 4 days, and now I go. Well,
All I know is I came home the other day. He goes, dude, the cookies you made are dank, and I fucking hate you.
That's hilarious.
it's really frustrating. It's very very hard. But for breakfast, I make Gordon Ramsay's eggs, and they are good as fuck.
Yep.
Just go on YouTube and look up Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs, and you'll find a video that's like a cell phone video shot by his daughter, I think, in his kitchen. It's real good. Perfect. Easily replicable at home.
Perfect.
Thoughts about the not Geneva show cars? What,
I don't know
is
what that is.
have they canceled the show, but everyone's doing virtual reveals?
Yeah,
what does
they
that
did.
mean?
I'm guessing that's what
When
he
do they
means.
do that?
I don't know. I mean, that's how
Well,
they.
McLaren
Koenigsegg did
unveiled
it.
other
10
stuff.
favorite
Koenigsegg,
cars from the canceled Geneva Motor Show. Oh,
the Bentley.
everyone's got to do a speedster, right? So Bentley's got their little speedster they're doing now. I mean, good for them for being aggressive. You've built a Lexus LC500. Congratulations.
Honestly, the Hyundai isn't bad.
No, the Hyundai's cool.
Yeah.
Which one's the Hyundai? That's the Hyundai?
Yeah, so this is their Prophecy concept.
That looks like
it's an EV concept.
Yeah, it looks kind of Taycan-esque almost.
It's on the back. It's much like, actually, it kind of is. It's very like round, not very aggressive looking, which is nice. A nice departure. The Koenigsegg's car is so good.
Is it pronounced Gemera or Gemera? Do we know?
Is it GIF or GIF?
I don't know.
Have you and GIF not filmed it yet?
We have not. We have not filmed it yet.
I got to tell you right now, that's not coming to the States.
Probably not.
I can tell you that right now. It's not coming to the States.
Why?
Because that door without the B pillars will never pass DOT.
Oh.
Not if it's coming to the States, it's not going to be exactly like that. That is a pre-production. I mean, it may fly in some of the other countries, UAE and stuff like that, but there is no way that car in its current form is passing DOT. Not going to happen.
Interesting.
It is sexy. Yeah. Man, it is really cool looking. I'm a big fan.
Mansory RS6 Avant. That's on someone's 10 favorite list. Yuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst thing they've done, but like, okay, it's not the worst thing they've done. It's still fucking worse.
Yeah.
It's been made worse.
The RS6 didn't need... The RS6 was very good looking, and it was just on the limit of like angles and things.
Straight ugly. Next. Mercedes AMG E53.
Yeah.
I mean... It looks a little droopy.
The headlights seem to be narrowing. I don't like it.
What was that cartoon dog? He's like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's droopy dog, right?
I
like the all-terrain. I like the outbackification of the E-Class. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I've got the V90 Cross Country next week, which is the Volvo version of this, which I'm actually kind of stoked for.
Very nice.
Nothing wrong with... I think, dude, would you rather have Mercedes give some body cladding and an inch and a half of suspension to the wagon, or push people into crossovers? I'd rather them raise the wagon a little bit. Right?
Well, they've done. I mean, they're
doing both.
They're doing both.
Yeah.
But it's better to offer both than just shift.
Yeah. Morgan Plus 4. I get that car in April.
This?
Turbo?
Yeah. The one Alex Goy brought to the studio. It's not comfortable looking, but it does look very fun to drive. And then the Plus 6 is coming as well.
I've never even been in a car like this before.
Oh, really?
No.
It's
I'd
fun.
love to ride in it.
Yeah, it's like Great Gatsby shit. 911 Turbo S. I'll be driving it on Thursday. Very excited. I was offered coupe or convertible. I chose coupe.
Correct.
The Renault Morphose.
Wow.
It's is Range Rover looking.
You pronounce it Morphose.
Morphose.
I like that Renault went with like a real aggressive concept compared to everybody else. Even Mansory was like, wow, well done.
Yeah, they really troned it up, and they kind of are going for like a Range Rover thing too, huh?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
It's like from 20 years in the future, but it's pretty cool.
That's right.
Yeah, that lady in the background of the photo don't even see it though. She don't even know. She ain't even know. And then that Skoda looks like you've literally gone back 20 years from that last photo. Are you sure that's coming out now? Isn't that the 2005 Jetta? Isn't that a stretched
GT?
Golf with a different nose on it, or a stretched Jetta
Basically,
wagon?
It's like a jet. I mean, it's basically underneath it, and they just they paint the grill black and they call it whatever.
They put a
RS.
Kia Stinger grill on it, and Audi headlights. They rearrange all the parts. Look, that's Audi A3 headlights.
Total parts bin.
Audi lower valance. And then you have a Kia Stinger grill, and then you have Audi wheels on a Volkswagen wagon.
Yeah.
Rearrange that shit, bro. It's the remix.
It is.
That car sucks. There you go.
All right, there you go. Auto
Homie
show.
got his $10 worth. Those are our thoughts.
He gave us $250.
Tips on making spaghetti more interesting.
Oh, dude, you want to hear a good secret from Tuscan Women Cook? When you're making your bolognese, right, you start with the mirepoix, the onions, the celery, the garlic, the carrots, right? You start there, you get that going, and then you get your meat in there, right? Now, aside from olive oil, you start a timer. Straight up, start a timer. Once you've got the meat and the mirepoix and the olive oil in the hot pan, you do not add any liquid at all, aside from more olive oil, for 60 full minutes. Stir constantly, and right at about when that timer goes off is right when you're like, I really think this meat is just about to burn. Then it's red wine and the canned San Marzano tomatoes, but only then. It's a big fucking difference.
Okay.
That's your tip.
Wow, nice.
60 minutes. Set the timer. Live it. Learn it.
What about the Fiat 124, besides circumstances tested, made you hate it?
Yes, the circumstances I tested it up on the Stelvio Pass, like the worst place on earth. How dare we try and test a Fiat 124 Spider on such a shit road like the Stelvio Pass in Italy? No, that car sucks. Everything about it is like a Miata, but made worse.
Yeah.
And they also sell the Miata.
It feels bigger. It felt softer, and then the engine, which I thought would be better than the Miata engine, because at the time the Miata engine was very weak. I was like, oh, it's a good one, but it's a bad turbo engine. It falls off early. Yeah. It doesn't make enough torque down low. It just it had. I don't know. It has the
deadness down low, and then a very punchy mid-range, but then a small turbo, so it dies up top. Whereas the regular Miata, especially with the new engine, has the NA kind of big bore torque at the bottom, at the initial, and then it dies a little in the middle, but it stays up. It's like the things you want
all the way to 7.
Yeah, the things you want from a little car, the Miata gives you. The Fiat doesn't. And
the Fiat is, you still have the small cockpit of the Miata, but it looks big. Like the proportions, the car looks big. Overhangs look big, so you don't gain anything there either.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the Jag XF Sport Brake wagon? He owns an E46 M3 and an E46 wagon. Wants a quick one.
Buy the Volvo. The XF Sport Brake is such an old car. I mean, it's literally like a 10-year-old car they're still fucking selling. I mean, I would say this Volvo V60 I've got is really worth looking into. BMW still makes a great wagon. I mean, if you've got an E46 wagon, you might like the new 3 Series wagon. I mean, it's a pretty good wagon. Mercedes and Audi both make good wagons. There's not a lot new under the sun there, but I'm not that into what you've said there.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous car, but I agree. Would you rather have a fun exterior color and boring interior, or vice versa?
Fun exterior.
I say fun interior.
Well,
I had a Audi S4 with the red interior, and I had a Maserati with a darker red interior. It was kind of neat. It's like white exterior, red interior. It's classy.
I don't want a fun interior color. I want a fun interior pattern as a trim. You know what I mean? I don't want like bright blue leather. I want black leather with a cool cloth pattern as an accent.
I don't like some of the Rolls Royces with the purple leather interior. Kind of neat. It's all black and stealth, and you open the door and it's just like pops. This like purple leather interior. Kind of neat.
That's true. It's like a surprise.
Yeah,
I get that.
Something different.
I know. I mean, I get it. I think red interiors look really, really cool. Red, white with red.
I just feel like the fun
cool.
exterior color, like you're ostentatious anywhere you go.
Depends on
and
fun.
It depends on the car.
Right, yeah.
It also depends on the car. Like, am I going to buy a Rolls Royce Ghost in bright orange? No, not me personally.
But if you had, I guess let's flip it. If you had a black Maserati with a red interior, would you have a red Maserati with a black interior?
No.
Okay.
No, because I wouldn't want a Maserati in that bright of a color.
I like to have very fast cars in very subtle colors, and then like little hatchbacks and shit in Skittles colors.
Yeah.
And so if I had a hatchback in a Skittles color, I'd want a regular interior.
On the personality of the car, I think.
Yeah.
Like your Cassis red in your Porsche is perfect.
Right. Well, that's fun and kind of mellow in certain. You gotta kind of look at it for a second before like.
But like I wouldn't put that color on a Jag coupe.
No, it works for the car it's on.
Right. So you kind of got to match the car and the personality and your own personality as well.
Yeah, for sure. That Jag coupe, the British Racing Green over Camel, can't beat it.
No.
That's perfect.
No.
Sammy says, Matt, why do you hate the Alpha 4C?
We don't have enough time on the podcast.
Because I've driven it, Sammy. I've driven it. It's not a good car. It should be good, but it's not.
Turo. There's usually one on Turo in just about every major city.
$35 a day.
Get one on Turo and drive it, and then I really liked that car when it came out, thinking I'd like it, and I'm kind of with Matt on it.
Have you ever driven one with like wider front tires and a good alignment? I've heard that changes the personality completely.
But I'm willing to try.
It's very important.
I remember when Shanu said that, and I remember him saying that, but I've I mean, I was handed one at the Alfa Romeo factory. I mean, prepped by them on their racetrack, testing it on the track that it was developed on. You were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it must be good fucking here. It sucks in LA because I just don't get it. But here we are at the Alfa Romeo test track. It must be good here. And then it proceeded to suck balls again.
It sucks because it looks great
Yeah.
and it sounds good.
It's a 5/10 car that has the things that you on paper sound good: carbon tub, manual steering, like turbo. It has these things that sound good, but they don't interact in a way that's rewarding.
It's the car version of dating an Instagram model.
I guess, yeah. Lotus,
Kinda, yeah.
Lotus
It looks
executes
good
that
until you try and
formula.
take her home and realize she's completely dense.
Well, it's like your grocery cart has Hershey's Kisses, spaghetti, cookies, ice cream, all these things you like.
That's my
and
grocery
then,
cart.
right, it is. But
Yeah.
then you put them all in one pot, and you're like, how come this turned out weird?
Yeah.
You know, because
There you
it's
go.
like it's
Yeah.
good looking, and the interior's kind of cool,
Yeah.
except for the stereo, which is
Like, I like chocolate
taken
and I
from
like
a boat
spaghetti.
in the
Why
90s.
would I not put them together?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like the throttle doesn't work. The tuning's not great.
Yeah, I don't
Flawed.
love them, and I've not. Yeah, everything that they do, a Lotus Evora 400 or GT does much better.
Yeah.
Like, actually does better.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah.
No, I was just like, yeah, that's a good point.
That's
Good
yeah.
point.
Justin says, "Oh, I'm stuck at home. Say hi to my daughter Ruby. Hi, Ruby.
What's up, Ruby?
I hope you're old enough to hear the things that I've said on this program.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Let's
I
get.
jumped dead.
We have a lot left, Zach. Is there a bunch? Is this?
We
is
do.
this
We should tell
indefinite?
people. It's,
All right,
it's
kill it.
It's infinite.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Let's make some priorities on here because I got a wife to feed.
Super fast tuned Yamaha scooter? No?
A super
Wow.
fast tuned Yamaha scooter. She's been riding for years. Any recommendations for scooter for a guy that is what?
6'1".
I mean, dude, I ride a Vespa 300, and the Vespa 300 has a physically bigger chassis than the regular Vespa 125, and I'm 6'3", and it's much, much more comfortable than the 125. What does that say?
The Omaze R8.
Wish me luck.
No, he says wish me luck
yeah.
because he entered, but then he
Didn't
says
the drawing already end? I thought it was the drawing was on March
I don't know.
4th or something.
He has a hilarious question. He wants a stealth hatch daily for work. Should he get a K24 swapped Fit or a Fiesta ST?
Just a Fiesta ST,
ST.
dude. Just a car that works. Just talking about swapping engines. Like, forget it. A car that works. Talking about going to work. Forget commuting in your engine swapped car. Get something that is factory.
Yeah.
Ford has solved this problem for you. You don't have to do this.
But Steve swapped. He's done a lot of these. No, they did this.
I know
for
a
long,
company
100
that
years.
does K24 swapped fits, and by all accounts, they're factory fresh. But like, I don't know where this one came from. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's from them. Like, yes, you can K24 swap a fit, and it will work as well as the factory car. You can do it. But I don't know which one he's talking about. If you're commuting to work, I'd really rather just have a factory fresh car. Yeah.
And the resale of the K24 swap car would
Right.
be very difficult.
Except on racingjunk.com.
Right. MG says 5th gen Camaro Z28 or 6th gen ZL1 1LE.
Ooh.
I say Z28.
So, I'd probably have the newer car.
Really?
I think I would probably rather have the ZL1 1LE. I think.
The newer car is shorter, isn't it? Didn't they shrink the car slightly?
I mean,
not
anything
meaningfully.
significant, no.
It's. I mean, the Z28 5th gen might turn out to be a long-term collectible.
That's
the
where I
LS7's
was
great.
going. That's where I was going with that. The manual transmission with the wheels and the body
ZL1
kit.
1LE is also manual transmission.
Yeah, the Z28 's special though. You know,
Yeah. I feel like the
it's more
Z28
interesting.
is just a little bit more interesting. Like I would actually own a Z28 5th gen. I would absolutely drive that.
They're both cool. I
They
mean,
are.
the
They're-
ZL1 1LE and the Z28 are both pretty brutal as street
Yeah.
cars. I have a lot of miles in both of them, and I was shit beaten by both.
Listen, and
of
I've
them
driven
equally.
the Camaro ZL1 with 1,200 horsepower before. I mean, it's a
1LE is
solid
different.
platform. Yeah.
1LE is different.
No,
the 1LE is
I mean,
real stiff.
I've driven them all the way from
yeah.
stock all the way up to 1,200 horsepower. It's a great platform. Me personally, I think I like the collectability of the Z28 a little bit. Personally,
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I think the ZL1 might be a slightly better car overall.
yeah, and you have things like CarPlay and
Shit like
your
that,
newer stuff. So I think there is a lot of value. And by the way, it's got 150 more horsepower, so that's not nothing.
The regular one is a great, cheap, reliable AMG. Basically,
The regular ZL1s, yeah, they're stealth too. You can't really tell what they are. They're fucking fast. Yeah, the regular ZL1 gets mag ride. The 1LE has the racing shocks,
right?
And so, what I would really say is be honest with yourself and your driving. If you're gonna be going on a racetrack, both Z28 and 1LE are bitchin' track cars, and you can hammer the shit out of them, but they're both really, really stiff road cars, and if you're really going to be spending most of your time on the street, you may not want to go all the way to race car. Yeah. Photography question, Ian says, new to Denver from upstate New York, how do I deal with the bright ass sun? 2 ways, a circular polarizer and a 1 or 2 stop neutral density filter that screws on the end of your camera.
Okay.
Yo, it's really bright here, and everybody's really friendly. What the fuck? How do I take pictures?
Dylan Optics sunglasses. What does that say? Chuma the Puma? Mm-hmm. Where does the Explorer 2 with the white dial, red or orange hands, and what does that say?
Where does that stand between the Tudor GMT and the PO GMT?
Oh, the Planet Ocean. Oh, he's the same guy who's back for more watch advice. Bro, if you're going Explorer 2 in the mix, go Explorer 2. I'm a diehard Rolex Explorer 2 fan, and they're the shit. You buy one of those, you buy it for life. I would put the Rolex Explorer 2 above both the Tudor GMT and Omega Planet Ocean. What does that say?
Wait.
Towards our
greetings from southern Germany. Might as well spend my worthless money now since toilet paper is the new currency.
Yes, he knows. Get that Charmin, son. I can't wait. Like the people are gonna feel dumb when the toilet paper is back on the shelves in like 2 days, and they've only taken 2 poops, and they have an entire closet
stressed out, constipated,
full of toilet paper. Oh man,
people bought the weirdest stuff. My roommate had like no non-perishable food, but he had 8 rolls of toilet paper his mom dropped off, and I was like, you just have backwards priorities.
I'm gonna go into Ralph's when they do have toilet paper and just say, can I just buy 1 roll? I just need 1.
Vinny went over to Costco, and there was an hour-and-a-half line to get into Costco.
Oh my god, it went all the way through the parking lot and like down around by In-N-Out, and like it was the most insane thing I had ever seen. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning on like a Thursday.
Wow.
It was so nuts. Yeah. So nuts.
The nice thing though is right now
times.
is if you're looking for if you need part-time work, most of those places, Costco, Ralph, and all the other ones are hiring like additional help for stock overnight. So if you're a bus boy and you don't have a job, like look at some of those big box places that are looking for additional work right now, and you can supplement, because right now they're the only ones that are hiring that has any work.
Really good idea. Yeah. Grocery delivery also.
Yeah.
Supposed to have a huge
any
uptick.
Any delivery stuff.
Any delivery. Restaurants.
Hannah actually thought she would fucking go try and do that just for to be like, it sounds fascinating.
In the Delica?
Well, she would do it just to be like, what is the life like of someone who does this, and what are people buying? Like, she'd be really interested in that kind of shit.
Yeah, she's a researcher.
Think of all the snacks
she said one of the most interesting, research projects she ever had was like food based. Like she was like people are really passionate about their food and how they store. Like it was like for like Ziploc or something. So how do they store it? What do they do with it? All craziness. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
What does that say? Not half bad.
Not half bad.
What camera mounts do we use? We use Film Tools vacuum cups. You get them at filmtools.com. They come in 4 and 6 inches, and they have little pumpers on them. They're literally the same as like the Mission Impossible ones where you climb up windows. Instead of a handle on them, they have camera mounts. They're actually the same suction cups. So they'll hold humans on walls. They're very, very strong and steady. All right. Anything else? I'm gonna say last one.
Like the last 3.
Great. What does that say?
Looking for a fun road car and track car that will not cost a fortune. 2019 or newer. Is a 2019 or newer GT350 a good choice? What else should I consider?
So for 2019,
Camaro?
Yeah, Camaro 1LEs for sure. For 2019, they made the Track Pack Standard. I think, do all cars have track pack? I didn't follow the update for 19, but I assume because he says 2019 or newer that it's a track pack equipped car. If it's not, for some reason, you definitely want a track pack equipped car because you get oil coolers and shit that you need in that car. But yeah, GT350s are fun as hell. They sound really good. They're fun to drive. They're well balanced. They're sorted. They don't really need anything except, pads and fluid, your usual track shit. Also, for the same money, you get a lot of Corvettes. You get a lot of Grand Sport. You get a lot of possibly even Z06 for that kind of money. So if you're talking about a track car, Corvettes with brake
M2
pads and Hoosiers are usually the fastest thing in any track day.
And you can do it all day, every day.
Yeah, I mean, you there's guys out there on tracks with 4.58s and Porsche turbo stuff, and the dude in the 4-year-old Z06 on Hoosiers is fucking housing all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So those cars are really, really set up for that kind of thing. So I would look at that too, or check out maybe CTSV coupes, or used like C63 coupes that you could gut out, and do some fun.
That'd be interesting.
There's a guy who runs Global Time Attack with a gutted C63 coupe, and he just kept gutting it until he blew the engine, and now it's got a LS7 in it.
Wow, I wonder what it weighs when it's like.
He went way off the cliff with that
one. Last question. James Pauling says, is the earning ratio better in Pornhub and RedTube versus YouTube? And do we think content business is recession proof?
No, because the content business is based on advertising.
Right.
And so if the advertising rates go to shit, we've seen this before. When the economy crashed in 2008, magazines were fucking thick, and they never got thick again. They when the advertising budgets recovered from that, I think they realized how much more they could get from Google and Facebook, basic ad placements. And so a lot of the magazines and the TV shows and stuff that ran on ads, they didn't really recover. So, we could see some problems. I mean, right now, honestly, if we have a month or so where nobody buys an ad from us, we may have a problem, so in which case, maybe if that actually happens, maybe we pivot to Patreon. I mean, I've been very anti-Patreon for us because I feel like if people are paying, we now owe them. But is that really any different than an advertiser booking an ad and owing them? Not really. We still do the show because the advertisers are there. You know what I mean?
True. I think the difference is that we've never been texted or DM'd by an advertiser asking for a thing besides what we put up.
True.
If you might have a fan on or a Patreon fan who's like, hey, can you guys should do more of this, or can we have this, or how come that didn't? Can we get that out of you have people's more individual requests?
I think that's probably true,
But
and I haven't looked at the
out.
platform to see how it really works, but we may have to find an alternative source of revenue if this fucking disease shuts down U.S. commerce for 8 or 10 weeks, and all of a sudden, no one's spending marketing dollars.
But the difference is that in 0809, our consumption of this content was much different than what it is now.
True.
And now that the other difference is that now if we're stuck in our house, we have nothing else to do but watch content. So
Also
it could
true.
be the flip side to where our viewership might go up.
Yep.
And you could actually charge more for the advertising because guess what? People are watching YouTube videos. They're not going outside. They're not going to concerts. They're not going to car shows. They're not doing anything. They're looking for something to do and something to to watch. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's the flip side. Maybe so we don't know. We don't know.
Well, it seems we got a pretty strong amount of donations from the super chat tonight. So thank you to all of you who are bored at home and electing to help keep us afloat through this one. So that was a pretty strong show from that perspective. So we appreciate that.
Always.
I don't know who's going to be on our next show. I need to make a few phone calls and see who's in town and who's willing to share a room with us. I'm sure there's somebody. So until then. Do we have anything to promote? McLaren GT one take is up.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just the noise? I got this Volvo I'm doing. I'm driving the Turbo S on Thursday.
I have the GT86 Hakone edition.
Yeah, it's cool looking actually.
That car, that green is excellent, but that car is so damn fun to drive. It just the engine sucks.
Yep. Same story.
Same story.
Same story. It's wet though. It means it's a good day to have that.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm going to run errands for no reason.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our show tonight. Thank you for joining us live, and thank you to everyone who listens to us normally. Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine. Get your own damn podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and ideally something to say. Good night, everybody.